In the last decade, a new breed of entrepreneurs has completely transformed the retail landscape. They've built billion-dollar empires from their laptops, disrupted century-old industries, and made traditional retailers scramble to keep up. These aren't your typical Silicon Valley tech startups, but these are regular people who spotted gaps in the market and built incredible brands that make millions online. But here's what's fascinating. Most of these founders started with almost no money, no connections, and no business experience. They just had an idea and the courage to try something different. And now, they're running companies worth hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of dollars. But before we dive into their stories, we need to understand something important. The retail apocalypse that's been happening right under our noses. Traditional retail brands that dominated for decades are struggling, while these new digital-first brands are exploding in growth. What makes these new entrepreneurs so different? How do they manage to build $100 million companies in just a few years? Let's find out. Our first story starts in a bedroom in Birmingham, England, where a 19-year-old college student named Ben Francis was working as a Pizza Hut delivery driver. While delivering pizzas, he was dreaming up something that would revolutionize the fitness apparel industry. That company became Gymshark, now valued at over $1.3 billion. Ben Francis started Gymshark in 2012 with a simple sewing machine and a screen printer. He wasn't a fashion designer or a business expert. He was just a teenager who loved fitness and wanted to create the kind of gym clothes he and his friends wanted to wear. Working out of his parents' garage, Francis and his friends would hand sew and screen print their first products. They priced items based on what sounded about right. What happened next was extraordinary. By focusing relentlessly on their target audience of 18 to 25-year-olds passionate about fitness, fashion, and music, Gymshark exploded in growth. The company hit $1.3 billion in valuation in 2020 after securing investment from General Atlantic. By 2023, their global net sales reached $358.5 million. The key to their success? They understood their audience perfectly and leveraged social media influencers before it became mainstream. But Gymshark wasn't the only company that saw the potential in targeting young, digitally savvy consumers. Let's shift our focus to two college dropouts who decided to take on the luxury watch industry. Jake Gasson and Kramer LaPlante founded MVMT Watches in 2013, starting with nothing but a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo. These two entrepreneurs identified a crucial gap in the market. Stylish watches were too expensive for millennials. Traditional watch brands were selling entry-level pieces for $200 to $300. But still, millennials wanted to wear watches. So, MVMT's solution? Cut out the middlemen and sell directly to consumers for around $100. Their Indiegogo campaign raised $290,000, proving there was massive demand for affordable, stylish timepieces. MVMT's growth was meteoric. Using Facebook ads and influencer marketing before they became saturated channels, the company built a massive following. By 2016, they'd sold over 600,000 watches. Just 5 years after launch, MVMT was acquired by Movado Group for over $100 million. And that's how, starting from zero, MVMT scaled to become a highly profitable business with annual revenues exceeding $90 million. They sold over 1.5 million products worldwide, distributing to more than 160 countries. Now, let's talk about a different kind of success story. Tree Hut started as a humble Etsy marketplace seller in 2014. Unlike our previous examples, they didn't raise venture capital or run crowdfunding campaigns. Instead, they focused on creating unique, handmade watches and grew organically. And when I say handmade, I truly meant it. Each of these takes 4 to 6 months to train someone to become a watchmaker who can meet their exacting standards. This commitment to quality has created unique operational challenges. They can't just hire anyone off the street to make their products. Instead, they carefully select individuals with the right mentality and skills before investing in their extensive training program. Under the leadership of CEO 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, Tree Hut expanded from Etsy to their own Shopify store. Through careful testing and optimization of their website, email marketing, and shipping strategies, they've grown to generate over $20 million in annual revenue. They now operate from an 8,000 square foot headquarters in San Francisco, where they manufacture all their products in-house. Rather than focusing on polished social media presence, they've concentrated on product excellence and getting their watches in front of customers who appreciate fine craftsmanship. The next inspiring story is that of Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx. In 2000, Blakely was selling fax machines door to door when she came up with an idea that would revolutionize the shapewear industry way before Kim Kardashian came. With just $5,000 in savings and no formal business education, she developed her first product. Unable to afford a patent lawyer, Blakely taught herself patent law and wrote her own patent application. She pitched her product to major retailers herself, famously changing into her product in a Neiman Marcus bathroom to demonstrate its effectiveness to buyers. Her persistence paid off. By 2021, Blakely sold a majority stake in Spanx to Blackstone at a $1.2 billion valuation. Today, Spanx generates over $132.7 million in annual sales. Now, let's move to a more recent success story that's revolutionizing how clothing's manufactured. Asphalt, founded in 2016 by William, Rodolphe, and Antonin, took a completely different approach to fashion retail. Instead of creating products and hoping customers would buy them, they asked customers what they wanted first. It sounds silly, but it worked. Their innovative approach involves surveying customers about their preferences, creating prototypes based on feedback, and only manufacturing items that had been pre-ordered. This strategy eliminates overproduction and ensures they're making exactly what customers want. The result? In less than 5 years, Asphalt has grown to over 70 employees and generates approximately 25 million euros in annual revenue. I've got to admit, this is a really smart move. And if you're on board with that, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. Alright, let's keep going. There's still so much to check out. Now it's time to talk about Sophia Amoruso. She transformed her eBay vintage clothing store into a fashion empire called Nasty Gal. But what's really impressive is how it started. Look, it all begins in 2006. She was living in San Francisco, browsing thrift stores for hidden fashion gems. Armed with nothing but a laptop, a camera, and an eye for style, Amoruso started selling vintage clothing on eBay under the name Nasty Gal Vintage. By 2008, Amoruso's eBay store was doing so well that she decided to launch her own website. When the recession hit that same year, while other retailers were panicking, Amoruso saw opportunity. She negotiated great deals with vendors who were struggling to move inventory, snatching up high-end samples at bargain prices. This bold move paid off spectacularly. Nasty Gal's revenue skyrocketed from $223,000 in 2008 to an incredible $23 million in 2011. By 2012, Nasty Gal was named fastest growing retailer by Inc. magazine. The company grew to $100 million that year, and she did it basically all by herself. This led to several problems, of course, and eventually it was acquired by Boohoo Group and continues to generate significant sales, with current annual revenue at $63.6 million. The next success story proves that traditional industries can be disrupted with the right approach. Nora 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤 and her husband, Majid Masad, founded Mejuri in 2015 to revolutionize the fine jewelry industry. As a third-generation jeweler, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤 knew the industry's pain points and saw an opportunity to eliminate traditional markups while positioning jewelry as everyday luxury. Mejuri's approach of dropping new designs every Monday and encouraging women to buy jewelry for themselves rather than waiting to receive it as gifts has proved incredibly successful. The company's grown 400% year over year since its founding and raised $23 million in Series B funding. Current annual sales have reached $104.6 million. And now, here's a story that proves sometimes these simplest products can create the biggest impact. In 2013, Randy Goldberg and David Heath learned something that would change their lives, and millions of others. Socks are the most requested item in homeless shelters. Most people don't think twice about socks. We buy them, wear them, lose them in the laundry. But for someone living on the streets, a clean pair of socks can make the difference between a bearable day and a miserable one. This realization led Goldberg and Heath to create Bombas, a business that sells socks and also that could be a force for good. For every pair sold, they would donate a pair to someone in need. It sounds simple, but at the time, this buy one, give one model for everyday essentials was revolutionary. They started with an Indiegogo campaign that raised $145,000. A year later, they secured $1 million in seed funding from friends and family. But their biggest break came in September 2014 when they appeared on Shark Tank. Despite facing tough questions about their business model, they impressed Daymond John enough to secure a $200,000 investment for 17.5% of the company. By 2023, Bombas had achieved $1.3 billion in retail sales, proving that doing good and doing well in business aren't mutually exclusive. Coming up next is Princess Polly, founded in 2005 by Wes and Erin Bryant. While the company started as a single retail store, it transformed into an online powerhouse after launching its e-commerce site in 2010. Their mastery of social media, particularly TikTok, has helped them capture the Gen Z market. Princess Polly's strategic use of micro-influencers and try-on hauls has propelled them to become one of the top shopping websites for upper-income teens in the United States. The company now generates $111.1 million in annual sales and continues to grow rapidly. And now let's look at Beard Brand, founded by Eric Bandholz. After being rejected on Shark Tank, Bandholz didn't give up. He had a vision to change how society viewed bearded men and created a brand that went beyond just selling grooming products. They basically educate and entertain their audience. Their content includes interactive voting competitions like the Greatest Mustache of All Time tournament, engaging quizzes about beard types and styles, and viral transformation videos featuring their barbers. So rather than pushing products, they focus on building a community and delivering value. And this strategy's paid off. Starting from zero, Beard Brand now generates $25.5 million in annual sales. Look, these 10 stories share common threads: identifying market gaps, leveraging digital platforms, building strong communities, and maintaining a relentless focus on customer needs. Because in today's digital age, you don't need massive capital or industry connections to build a successful business. What you need is a clear vision, understanding of your customer, and the determination to keep pushing forward even when faced with challenges. The opportunities are endless for those willing to take the leap and build something new. Like this video and hit that subscribe button if you want to dive into more success stories and maybe see your name on the list next. Catch you in the next video.